Welcome, Ben. How has your week been?
It's been all right, thank you, Andrew. And yours?
Yeah, not bad at all, actually. Thank you very much. Let's talk movie news then. What have you got for us this week?
The big news of this week was that Colin Trevorrow, who was going to direct Star Wars Episode 9, also directed Jurassic World. He's been booted from Star Wars Episode 9 after reportedly being too difficult. But the thing is, this is the third exit for a director from the recent crop of Star Wars films, with the first being Josh Trank for Boba Fett. Probably a good thing, he did the Fantastic Four. The second, well, technically second and third, being Phil Lord and Chris Miller for the Han Solo film, who directed 21 Jump Street, 22 Jump Street, and the Lego movie, so that's a pretty big exit. And now Trevorrow, so it's a bit of a wound, actually. But J.J. Abrams, the hero that he is, has been brought on board to write and direct Episode 9, and the production is still scheduled for January 2018.
All right, not a bad replacement.
Not a bad replacement, yeah. And we've also got a trailer for The Disaster Artist. Do you know anything about or have seen The Room?
Now, is this the film that's been described as the worst movie ever?
I disagree.
Yes, it's basically like the best worst film ever made, because if you've ever seen it, it is hilarious. It's so brilliantly bad.
What a story, Mark.
Yeah, you can say that again.
But this is based on the book of the same name, which is also fantastic if anyone is interested in the film industry in some form.
Well, why don't we just shoot in the real alleyway?
Because it's a real Hollywood movie.
No, yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
You should read this book, it's really good. Written by Greg Sestero, who Dave Franco is playing, and his brother James is playing Tommy Wiseau, who wrote and directed and starred in this ridiculous film.
I'm so happy I have you as my best friend, and I love Lisa so much.
It looks really good. It looks really good, and I'm really excited for this.
Hi, doggy.
Also, Drew Goddard has been confirmed to write and direct X-Force, which is a great choice. X-Force is basically like the Black Ops version of X-Men, so it should be super gritty and all that sort of stuff, because Ryan Reynolds is going to be in it as Deadpool, and Josh Brolin is going to be Cable in it. But Drew Goddard wrote The Martian, which is a good film. He also wrote a couple of episodes of like Lost and The Defenders and Daredevil. He also co-wrote Cabin in the Woods with Joss Whedon, and that Cabin in the Woods is the only film that he's directed so far.
Okay.
So
right.
This should be interesting. Like Cabin in the Woods is a half-decent film, actually. Patty Jenkins... There's a lot of directing news this week, actually. Yeah. Patty Jenkins has been brought back for Wonder Woman 2. She was contractually obligated, but they're just reconfirming it all. Leo DiCaprio... After the kind of crop of Joker rumours last week, he's hopping from DC to Marvel, reportedly wanting to play Stan Lee in a biopic.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a half-decent choice.
Sure.
Anything that will get him an Oscar, I think. This is quite interesting. Mike Myers and Lucy Boyton. Lucy Boyton was in Sing Street, which is a fantastic film. They've joined the Queen biopic, Bohemian Rhapsody, of course it's called that, directed by Bryan Singer. Lucy Boyton will play Freddie Mercury's lifelong companion, Mary Austin, but the article offered no details as to who Mike Myers would be playing. But it has been also confirmed... I think he might be like a band manager or something like that, I don't know.
Okay.
But it has been confirmed that Ben Hardy, who was in X-Men and EastEnders, he's really good.
He's bound to be the drummer.
Yeah, Roger Taylor. He looks dead on, actually. And we've also got Joseph Mazzello and Gwilym Lee. I think that's how you pronounce his name.
Possibly.
Gwilym Lee will play both John Deacon and Brian May, respectively. And also, we've seen the first image of Rami Malek from Mr. Robot as Freddie Mercury. What do you think of that?
Oh, wow.
He's dead on, isn't he?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Let's
take a look at the new releases then for this week, or the main new releases. And we have Dylan O'Brien, Michael Keaton, Sana Lathan, and Taylor Kitsch in American Assassin. Toni Collette, John Malkovich, Michael Douglas, and Orlando Bloom in Unlocked. Now, the next film to be released this weekend, my mum was talking about this to me when I was chatting to her the other week. She told me it's an absolute must-see. If you don't do anything else for the rest of the year, make sure you go and watch this film. I guess it's because Judi Dench is in it.
Victoria and Abdul, starring Judi Dench, Olivia Williams, and Michael Gambon.
What have you been watching over the last 7 days? Well, let's take a look at the top 10 box office. Logan Lucky, number 10. You were spouting on about this last week.
It's a fun film. It's a little bit long, but Daniel Craig's really good at it. He really redeems a lot of the faults in that film.
Could you give me my arm, please?
Is it this one?
Captain Underpants.
It's based on the book series, I believe. It's got a fairly decent voice cast, actually. Ed Helms, Thomas Middleditch from Silicon Valley. That's a great show. And I think Kevin Hart as well.
Right.
What else have we got? Number 3, The Hitman's Bodyguard. It's apparently a fun action movie. And number 1...
It.
It.
That's where it lives.
He said it! He said it!
Yeah, now I still haven't gone to the cinema, as I said last week. I'm not sure whether I want to go and watch this at the cinema. You went to see it this week?
I did. It's... I would say it's scary in places, but I would say it's at its most horrific in the first 5 minutes, and then kind of afterwards it's sort of Goonies for grown-ups in a way, because it's kind of funny as well. Like the kids really you take a really big swing when you get child actors, especially like unknown ones, and these kids are really good. They're all fantastic, and and they really carry this film. One of them is in Stranger Things, the TV series, and he's brilliant. He plays Richie, who Seth Green played, I think, in the original 1990 version. But he's really good, and the guy Bill Skarsgård who plays Pennywise is brilliant. So it's a decent film, actually. And
I believe they were talking about the sequel to this, saying that that's going to be much darker, so we'll wait to see that. Ben, speak to you next week.
You are tearing me apart, Lisa!